Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed your Easter yesterday. I just wanted to hop on here right quick and give a testimony. I know most of the videos on my channel are craft based, but as I stated, I wanted to do other types of videos. So, I'm on my lunch break again. I'm sorry, my hands are ashy. I've washed them like a million times. I'm in my work clothes. But anyway, so today I wanted to give you guys a brief testimony as far as healing is concerned. I was diagnosed with fibroid tumors probably around 2014, I want to say. They had gotten really bad. I want to say like probably around 2015 maybe. I ended up going to my doctor because I had a menstrual cycle that lasted about 21 days. It left me very weak, very tired, extremely lethargic. I was pale. It was not good at all. And I mean, I was so weak at the time that I finally made the decision to go to the doctor that my daughter had to drive me in. And for most women, a lot of women are familiar with fibroid tumors. Fibroid tumors are non-cancerous tumors that grow in the area of the uterus, and fibroid tumors can cause very heavy, very painful, and very long periods. An average menstrual cycle is anywhere from 4 to about 8 days. With fibroid tumors, they can be longer than that. So I just wanted to give a little backstory for someone that is not familiar. So the doctors decided to put me on medication. They would give me birth control, which I couldn't handle birth control. Birth control would make me sick. Or they would give me like Provera, medroxyprogesterone, 10 milligrams. And the way that works, you would take that, they would say once your cycle is past 10 days to go ahead and take that, and that stops the cycle, which it does. But when your cycle comes back, it comes back with a vengeance. So whenever it does come back, it's heavier, and you're bleeding more, and it's just worse. So, you know, of course, doctors want to say, let's do surgery, let's do surgery, let's do surgery. At that point, I did not want to do surgery, you know, and so I tried the watch and wait approach, to where we would just watch to see, you know, if they grew anymore or whatever. And of course, I said if it got to the point where, you know, my life was in danger, of course, I would do surgery, because, you know, once you're losing so much blood, you're not, you know, your body is not receiving the necessary oxygen to get to, you know, your organs. And then at the same time, you know, excessive blood loss could cause heart failure. So, you know, I advise anybody, before you make a decision, you speak with your doctor. And I work with my gynecologist and my primary care doctor, you know, to figure out what they were, you know, we wanted to do. And again, of course, as I said, they wanted to have surgery. So there were times where I was on iron, ferrous sulfate, that I would take 2 to 3 times a day, you know, just to kind of combat the blood loss. There were times where I had to get IV iron. Because it was, you know, so heavy. And again, I trusted and began to pray and ask God, you know, to heal me from these tumors, because I did not want to have surgery. And I remember one particular day where I had an extremely long period. I was tired. I was very lethargic, and I was going to sleep that night. And it felt like it felt like my life was slipping away. It's kind of hard to describe, but that's what I felt like. So I made that decision, and I said, God, I'm going to trust you to heal me from this. And, you know, because at that point I was tired. of going everywhere and of seeking everything else. But I said, God, I'll trust you, you know. And so I went to sleep that night and I was at peace. Because I had said, God, I give this to you now, you know, and I don't want to have surgery. But however you choose to heal me, you know, I wanted God to heal me. So I went to sleep that night. Probably around 2 o'clock that morning, I heard Mark chapter 5, verse 33 or 34. Now, I should have had it with me, but I don't. But basically, in a sense, this is the situation with the issue with the woman of blood where she had encountered Jesus. This is after she had touched the hem of his garment, and after he had, you know, asked who touched me, and she said it was me. And basically, he was saying to her, my daughter, your faith has healed you. And so when I got up out of and I had never, you know, because that story is in the Bible a couple of times in different chapters, but I'd never heard that particular scripture. So when I heard it, I got up and I found it. And so when I read it, you know, it was like a reassurance and a confirmation, that, you know, God was going to heal me. Now, within that being said, a lot of times when you get a healing, you know, some are instantaneous and some are processed, you know. So again, I would advise anybody that's suffering from any kind of health issue, you always seek your, you know, your doctor, but then you also have faith. So anyway, you know, this happened and I said, okay, you know, I'm fine. So then I had normal periods for like a little over a year and a half. Everything was fine. And I was like, okay, cool. Then I had an accident. I fell and broke my ankle and had to have surgery. Now, surgery is a bit traumatic to the human body. And, you know, with us being women, the way our hormones are and things of that nature, anything can come in and just mess with your menstrual cycle. Stress will mess with your menstrual cycle. Gaining weight will, losing weight, you know. So our menstrual cycles are affected by a lot of things. So anyway, as a result of this trauma to my body of having the surgery and everything, my cycle was out of whack. So again, I'm having another heavy period. So I ended up going to the emergency room because I almost passed out. When I got to the ER, she was like, your iron is like at 6, whereas a normal iron is between 12 and 15. And she was like, we're going to have to give you a pint of blood. And I was terrified, you know, because they're telling you all this stuff that can happen from taking the blood. And I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and take it. But at the same time, I also remember that scripture. And I remember that I was healed. And you know, sometimes we go through a situation in our life where something has happened and we remember what God has told us. And you just have to stand on that no matter what your situation looks like. You stand on that. And I just said, well, no, God said I was healed from that, so I'm healed. And so, you know, they gave me the blood and everything. I continued my iron. And, you know, I was still going to my regular checkups. You know, I never stopped going to the doctor. And so when I went to the doctor, you know, they just, of course, made their suggestions. You know, this is what you should do, things of that nature. So fast forward to this year. Now, mind you, I had my surgery in 2018. In 2018, I had an ultrasound done. And when I had the ultrasound done, they measure the fibroids to tell you know what size they are, the diameters and centimeters and things of that nature, just to tell you how they are. And so they did the ultrasound and everything, and that was the last one I had. So when I went to the doctor this year, I'm sorry, somebody keeps calling me. I went to my doctor this year, you know, and he gave me an exam and he said, well, you know, it looks like your tumors have grown. He said, so I want you to come back in a week and we'll schedule another ultrasound just to see how they've grown. You know, and mind you, I've still been praying and I've been praying, and I'm like, Lord, heal me from this, heal me from this. And I also did some type of research on the foods that we should and should not eat when we have fibroid tumors. And you know, it's a lot of stuff that you shouldn't be eating if you have fibroid tumors, but that'll be another video. So I went into the doctor to have the ultrasound done, and the technician was like, she said, wow, this one here is like 7 centimeters in diameter, but that's centimeters, I'm sorry, 7 centimeters in diameter. She said, that's big. And I was like, oh my gosh. She said, but, and I was like, but, she said, it's deteriorating. We know what deteriorate means, but I was like, tell me again what, you know, because I know what it means, deteriorating. That means it's breaking down. She said, yes, basically it's dying. And I was like, are you serious? And she said, yes. And she said, well, let me look and see. So there were 2 more. And she said, so that's good news. And I was just so excited. So, you know, she told me to go into the room and wait for my gynecologist to come in so he can review the results too. So whenever he walked in the room and he was like, well, hey, he said, I got some good news for you. He said, you got one that's about 7 centimeters in diameter, which is really big. He said, however, this one is deteriorating. Basically, it's dying. He said it has lost its blood supply. He said, so that's an amazing thing. He said, so, you know, that's good news. You know, and if everything else is okay, you know, we'll just continue on with what we're doing now, you know. And he wrote me a prescription for another medication to take to help, you know, with excessive bleeding, which, you know, they've been normal lately. So I just wanted to share this testimony with you guys. You know, I don't know what you're struggling with. I don't know what you're going through. But this is, you know, what God did for me. A lot of times we try to give God a timetable. A lot of times we try to determine how, you know, he's going to heal us. We want him to heal us this way or that way, or we want him to deliver us from something. And a lot of times we want it done the way we want to. Now, mind you, I will say this, you know, God has given us a brain, you know, and we have to use it. So, you know, you use your brain and you pray and you have your faith with the decisions that you make. You know, this is the approach that I took, because again, I did not want surgery. You know, and when I would pray and ask God to heal me, my mind is telling me it's going to be this instantaneous thing to where, you know, I'll be using the bathroom and the tumors will fall out or whatever. Because I've read stories and heard of stories where, you know, women have said that God healed them and their tumors just, you know, came out. And some women, you know, they say that God healed them through surgery. So they had surgery, you know, and that's how they received their healing, you know. So it's just, you know, God is an awesome God, and he'll do it however he chooses to. I just wanted to encourage you guys that he will do it. So this is my little testimony that I wanted to share, and, you know, just keep the faith. Continue in prayer. If you're dealing with any health issues, of course, you always seek medical professional help. You know, don't try to do a lot of this stuff yourself. But I just, you know, wanted to hop on here and share this testimony right quick. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in to my channel. I do plan on uploading more like life event videos, and I do plan on uploading more crafting videos as well. I just wanted to add a little bit more diversity to the channel. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys go ahead, stay safe, be blessed, and I will see you with the next upload. Bye.